This will be recorded. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. You are Brigadier General Mr. Benz Lowell, uh,
mm,
current MP. What are you in the MP Corps?
Chief of Personnel.
Chief of Personnel. Okay. And you're applying for ASOC DCG.
Correct.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right. And you do not have experience in SF.
No.
You do have experience in SOAR.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what you were in SOAR?
Um, I was a company executive officer in SOAR, and that's all I really was. I've never really been any higher in SOAR.
So, what did that job consist of?
It consisted of me, running my company as well as teaching them how to fly blizzards as well, which was very fun on my end because I like teaching.
And you do have experience in the Rangers, right?
Yes.
What were you over there?
I was a regimental so uh, yeah, that was really the highest I was in Rangers as well.
You were the regiment commander. What did that consist of?
That consisted of me running my regiment as well as hosting constant events because I really enjoyed doing that, and sometimes operations as well.
All right. Now you said that you had to use leadership skill in the First Armored Division when you were the
Yeah,
commanding general.
yes.
Let's see. Over your time serving as the commander of the First Armored Division, did activity improve or decrease?
Actually improved it. At first I was rallying like about five when I was the CG, and then as time went on, we started to rally about like 10 plus.
Why do you think that is?
I think it was just that because of my skills, it really pushed the personnel in 180 to improve their activity.
Okay. And your organizational skill was being director of recruitment in FPU.
Yes.
What kind of documents did you make in that position?
I made tryout documents as well as instructor and training documents, which basically means that training the like newer or newest instructors on how to instruct in FPU because it's different in every division as well. And so it's just to give them a little taste of how to instruct within Fort Protection Unit.
Could you show me an example of one of these documents?
Like right now.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find it.
I'll be right back. While you look for that, I'm gonna go grab a glass of water.
Okay.
Yeah, go look for it.
Mm,
I'm gonna be your CG.
Sure.
This, yes. And I'm just gonna like carry all of ASOC and just be the number one. Number one.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And then Jared is gonna be my dog. He's gonna go fetch
Crazy.
our members. Yeah.
Mm, God.
Did you find it?
No, not for the instructor training, but I did find some tryout guides that were made.
All right. You want to send that in my DMs real quick?
Yeah. erase this. Mhm.
The recording will resume when the candidate has found the document. The candidate has found his document, but permissions are not configured correctly. Candidate is currently reconfiguring permissions. I have unpaused the
Alright.
recording. I have access to the document. And what was your username during the time of this document being made?
Bus Super 610. So this document was like a while back when I had that username.
This is the submitted document from the candidate. It is very simple. Here is the scrolling version of the document. Please note, this document was not made by the candidate. This is the candidate here. It was approved according to the document itself. Formatting is not amazing and it's pretty generic. Fonts are inconsistent. Sizing is inconsistent. But it's decent.
Personnel.
The recording was paused for too long. The candidate said that he hosts every other day in his current position. I scrolled up and he does not. So what I'm seeing is when you say that you host every other day in your current position, you don't actually, because you were inactive due to that school trip.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I just got recently promoted to chief of personnel
Yeah.
not too long ago, so you know.
So, just for the record, that answer is inaccurate.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. You said that conflict resolution skill was director of FPU. Tell me, what kind of problems did you have to solve?
I had to solve like inactivity issues regarding people not joining events that like staff hosted. I tried solving that problem with activity checks regarding a purge. Along with that, they were given um, 2 days to react for a purge, and so it was basically to get rid of the dead weight and have good quality in terms of activity and FBU. And I think that helped a little bit. And then later on, it started slacking once again. And so what I had to do was hire new staff, and I had to fire all the current inactive staff that just did absolutely nothing. They wouldn't answer DMs or any of that. So I was just, you know what? I'm just gonna have to get new staff in order to fix this issue.
For the record, let it be noted that he answered the first screening question, how many months have at least 28 days, correctly at 12, and answered the second screening question of the bat and the ball incorrectly at 10 cents. You use Google Docs to write policy documents. That's good. And you said a memorandum is a written message that is used during business and professional situations. Okay. Your 30-day plan to improve ASOC would be to check current activity rates by hosting activity checks, events, and rallies. Then check in with all current staff within divisions, make plans on what to do next. This will give you a chance to get to know your staff and what they can improve on, fixing things like regulations, rules, and boundaries. And that you will make sure to do your best in helping out the rest of ASOC HQ. You want to make sure ASOC is enjoyable and not a boring command, and will plan operations and scrims. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
And you believe that you would succeed because you bring a lot to the table. You will get to show your outstanding abilities because of your activity and dedication. You work amazingly with subordinates and come up with great ideas, which will help you think outside the box. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
You said that you set apart from other candidates because of your experience going to the United States Marines and back. This has set your knowledge widely between two military branches, mainly dedicating your time to the USAR. You've had a variety of past experiences, as well as your current one, making you strong in leadership. You are known to never give up, and you have a positive mindset. You are extremely dedicated and well-meaning, and if anything goes wrong, you try to fix it or make it work. Does that sound accurate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you could for me, could you describe the 160th Special Operations Air Regiment and why it is important?
I think it's important because we need people to be able to be in the air as well as control what's happening in the air in terms of maybe war or maybe an operation going on. They fly blizzards, which are basically helicopters, known as also Black Hawks as well. Um, they are basically the air of ASOC, so basically they do most of their stuff in regards of being in the sky and helicopters. Um, that's all I really have.
Okay, could you describe first and then explain the importance of the Special Forces Command?
Special Forces Command is more so, um, uh, like a, how should I put this? They could be like both in terms of flight and um, ground, or I should say land. Um, they can conduct certain operations um, using both flight and or the ground to be able to succeed and complete said operation. Um, they're also known for their breaching skills as well because they have to go in like special occasions, um, maybe like a hostage situation, but per se, and they have to go in and breach that as well, and to make sure that whoever's being hostage is um, brought out safely, as well as securing the person that is holding the other person hostage, as so they could like do both basically.
And that first sentence, you said that SF was a combination of flight and ground.
Mm-hmm.
What flight units are in the Special Forces Command?
Um. Let's see. Trying to see. Oh God, jeez, it's been a while. Um.
You want me to answer this for you real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
There are not any flight units in the Special Forces Command.
Oh,
The
really?
the only ASOC flight unit is the 160th SOAR. But SF itself does not have any flight units.
Okay.
Could you describe the first Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta for me?
Ag is more so like a very elite unit. They're like in a very like elite group. They're very high in usually in intelligence and combat. because they conduct usually very like difficult operations. Um,
And why is it important?
it's important because usually if a situation is very difficult to be completed, CAG can CAG is trained to handle those very tough, difficult situations, and they could just easily, not easily, but they can just complete said operation
For the
with the
record,
skills that they have and have been trained to do and deal with.
the primary function of SF is MILSIM. Could you tell me what the primary function of the Special Forces is?
Special Forces, SF,
Yes.
okay. Special Forces is mainly supposed to, um, they're mainly supposed to they're mainly supposed to conduct, operations mainly on land.
Do you know what the term for operations in a Roblox community is?
Um, Operations, the term for that could be, per
MILSIM.
se, and, a conduction of, um, it could an operation.
The answer I'm looking for is MILSIM. That's what we typically call it. Uh, could you tell me, do you know what the primary function of Delta is?
The primary function of Delta is, um, primary function of Delta is basically, um, they're basically a unit that like deals with terrorism per se.
That's not correct. The answer I'm looking for is scrimming. Uh, could you tell me, do you know what the primary function of the Rangers is?
Primary function of 75th Rangers is, um, they basically engage in like very like close combat situations.
Okay, the Rangers are a mixed Milsim scrim unit. And could you tell me what the primary function of SOAR is?
Um, the primary function of, oh, hold on, my dad's calling me. Can I just take that real quick?
Yes, you can. The recording has been paused. All right, I'm gonna resume the recording.
Alright.
All right. Do you remember what you were in the middle of saying something? Do you remember what it was?
It was 160th SOA, correct?
Yes, the primary function of the SOAR.
Yes.
So what is the primary function of SOAR?
The primary function of 160th SOA is basically they're supposed to conduct, um, aviation for ASOC. So they're more so the aviators of the command.
That's correct. Aviation.
Yes.
In your opinion, how do you think you did on this interview?
I think I did okay. I wasn't It was obviously not my best. I could have done better, is what I believe.
Well, that concludes our interview, and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
You too.